Hey guys, and welcome to this week's From the Vault. I am joined once again by Hannah. That's kind of affected the book choice because I've recommended quite a few comics to Hannah and she's started on them, starting with Suicide Squad Volume 1, which me and Pete reviewed, and I'll put like a little annotation thingy here if you want to watch that first and then come back to this video. But for that reason, we are doing Suicide Squad Volume 2, Basilisk Rising. I figured we'd do it so we'd talk about the book, talk about your thoughts on the book, and then maybe talk a little bit about the film from your perspective. So like, has it changed what you think of the film and that, and we'll leave that till last. But yeah, like now you've seen these characters in print, we'll see what difference that makes. Any questions about Volume 1 off the top of your head? Or would you say like it was pretty straightforward?
It was pretty straightforward. Like as I was reading it, I was thinking of questions, and then they kind of got answered, so I didn't actually need your help on that.
I get what you mean. Yeah, like it feels like a very self-contained story. I mean, this kind of does as well. Like each volume feels very self-contained, which is nice. Because I hate reading volumes, and you're like, and then this person dies, and then I need to buy the next fucking book, and you're just like, oh.
Because it starts off kind of going back to what the first one ended on.
Yeah.
But not enough back for me. Like this was kind of like a flashback thing to the end of it, but then they like talk about what she did to him in the thing when they were alone in the Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
But not enough. Like I think I kind of wanted to see that more, that side of Harley a bit more.
Yeah.
Rather than just... I know it's not just about her though, which is probably like, why they didn't. But...
Yeah, I mean, straight off the bat, I still loved this.
Yeah.
But Volume 1 for me was better, but I can admit that it was better because it was centred around Harley. Yeah. Like, Harley was the big bad guy, it was more about her, and that's what I loved was... it was more to do with her. Like in this, she has a much smaller role. It's a different bad guy, and
yeah, I just like Harley as a character, and the first one kind of was about her and her like her origin, and that kind of made me really like her.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's cool is the whole thing about Joker's face being cut off and everything.
Yeah,
that was something that happened before a book called Flashpoint. You see how all of these say New 52?
Yeah.
You had Flashpoint, and after Flashpoint they re-released everything. They retold everybody's origins, they rebooted DC Comics. So we got a new Superman, new everything. But Joker's face being cut off, that was something that they kept. And I've got the book which is called Batman, Death of the Family, which is Joker's first appearance in the New 52.
Yeah.
So it's when he comes back and you see the interaction between him and Harley, and it's a really good book.
Yeah. I think you have recommended me that one before, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, with Suicide Squad, it's written by Adam Glass, but I think there's like 3 or 4 writers. He's the main one. The main artist is Fernando, how would you say that? Dagnino?
Dagnino.
Just probably Daj, that sounds more exotic. He's the main artist, but like...
Fernando Dagnino.
There's loads of artists on this, like a ridiculous amount. 7 different artists. Because this collects issues 8 to 13 of Suicide Squad, issue 9 of Resurrection Man, and then we also get issue 0 of Suicide Squad as well, which is good. Because I actually had this conversation with Pete. I was like, did you know there's a Suicide Squad issue 0? And we were like, but it's not in Volume 1. Volume 1's like issues 1 to 8 or whatever, 1 to 7. And I was like, I feel like I've been ripped off. That issue 0 should have been in there. Yeah, but it's in this. So I haven't been ripped off at all.
Cute.
Did we have curry? Yeah, we did. Well, I burped and I'm like...
What did Gary.
Hi, Gary. I think the only thing at the start worth really noting is that we see that Harley has survived because Amanda Waller's like, I still need you. And Harley's had a bit of an attitude change since coming back, because she refers to herself, she is Harleen Quinzel, and it's like she's kind of been fixed a little bit, but not fully, which gets explored like later in the book. But yeah, it's because the end of volume 1 was she captured Deadshot and she tortured him and she put like Joker's face on him, and it was all really fucking creepy. And he like,
but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was so weird.
It was weird, but
it was the fact that she puts Joker's face on him and he realised that like, I've got to rather like talk back to her, be as crazy as she is and stuff.
Yeah,
it was cool. But he ends up shooting her, and that's where like the last one left off. So we now know she survived, which is no surprise. She's on the front cover. So, and plus you don't kill Harley.
No,
It's ridiculous.
I think that would ruin it if she wasn't in it for me.
I mean, she's one of the biggest like attractions in the book, really.
Yeah, she's just so interesting and complex that she's just such a good character to have and to keep.
Yeah. And we also see there's like these strange flashbacks that go on throughout, which they're only in like the first part of the book, and they confused the hell out of me when I was first reading this. But they make sense to me now, because what we're seeing in these flashbacks is we're seeing Basilisk, and Basilisk appeared briefly in the first book. They're so much like Hydra.
Yeah.
In Marvel. I don't know which one came first, but they're exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, but I think you get that quite a lot. I've been noticing just from like what I've seen of your comics. Like I flicked through the ones that you bought earlier, and I kind of was like, "Wow, this is the same."
Yeah, there's a lot of the same.
Yeah, they're similar, similar, whatever.
Yeah, but these flashbacks basically show Basilisk, or a representative of Basilisk, talking to someone, and they're kind of like recruiting this someone and telling them Amanda Waller is just a bad woman, she's your enemy. And this someone says, well, I'll commit a crime and make sure that I end up under Amanda Waller's care, and says, I'll get noticed by her, put on the Suicide Squad, and it's all...
Yeah,
it's a nice mystery. It would have been.
It is a bit of a mystery, because you get it like mixed in with the now, but then it's when Amanda's going around and she's like talking to each of the Suicide Squad, and then it's like a flashback, and you're like, oh, were they talking to them then?
What I just like how it's the littlest thing, but you can tell that is a flash. Like, I like when they use different colour palettes for past events, because especially when they do it like this, where one page is flashback, one is now, one is flashback, one is now, I want to be able to visually just look at it and know the difference.
Yeah, which really helped me, because obviously I'm a comic book novice, would you say?
Because you're new to the layout. I mean, if people ask me mostly like order of speech bubbles, page layouts, like just how do I read a comic book?
You just read it as you would read normally from left to
I
right.
suppose to, but it's like it will go down.
Down and then across. Yeah. I mean, before I read this like ages ago, or maybe I was around 16, I'd read some manga comics books.
Oh yeah, I was literally just thinking in my head, I'm gonna give her a manga book and watch her mind blow.
No, I've read them
because
before,
they're back to front.
but I read like a really, like I got really into it. It was called The Fruits Basket or something like that, and it was about like the zodiac signs, and I'm kind of into the zodiac and stuff. But I only got to the third book before we couldn't find any more, so I never got to actually finish it.
I want to actually start doing some manga on this show, because there's so like One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, Death Note, like all of these I want to start doing because they're awesome. But yeah, we see like what the other it's like the other members are obviously recuperating, so we see like El Diablo getting more tattoos, because I took it you picked up on his power uses his tattoos, which is weird.
Yeah, it was weird, because in the first book it seemed like his was using his power, he was like doing his thing, and then his tattoos wouldn't be there, but then they can't, like, you wait a little bit more and then further on they'd be back. And
yeah,
so it was kind of like,
to me though, I was like, yeah, is that like
on purpose?
Yeah, is that an artist who's accidentally done that? But by
Yeah.
the looks of it, it's the idea that he replenishes them, which is kind of a cool idea.
No, because it was all in this. I mean, they were all in the same
okay.
section, so it's not like he had time to be like, hold on, I'm just gonna
get in. But he's a cool character. He's gonna be in the film. We have King Shark, who, if I show you Assault on Arkham and I'll be like, that's King Shark, you'll be like, what? Because some people depict King Shark as a shark, and other times he's more man-looking, but he's just got like massive teeth and a fin.
When we talked about it and you was like on about King Shark and stuff, I immediately imagined Harry Potter when they're in the lake.
Oh, when Victor Crumb,
and so he's a shark, and that, like, when he comes up out of the water and he changes back into a human, like, I was kind of imagining like a mix, like part of that transition for King Shark.
Doesn't King Shark say that actually he's done his time?
Yeah.
And she's
he says, you said 6 more missions, and I've done that.
And she's basically been dehydrating him to kind of make him a bit groggy, so she's like, come on, get back in the field, and he's like, nope, you told me no more. But hey ho.
So yeah, she's trying to make him forget.
I loved, we see Light as well, and she's making the projections of her sister Lime, and then the projection's head just blows off, and you can see, like, she seems pretty fucked up by, like, what happened to her sister. And again, Waller's like, well, your sister shouldn't have run her mouth, I'll do the same to you. We see Deadshot, and Deadshot's aim is off. So, like, his whole aim's off, and it's basically like what happened between him and Harley is just screwed with his mind as well. Like, everyone looks like they're dealing with, like, post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, but
in this book.
Part of me thinks, like, Waller is, like, affecting it more.
The thing is, every iteration I see of Amanda Waller through TV shows, the films, the comic books, you're just like, she's a fucking bitch and somebody needs to just shoot her. But in this, later on, there are moments in this where like she's humanised and she's not a cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah, particularly towards the end and into the zero issue.
Yeah.
But mainly towards the end, I think it is.
Yeah. And then the other member, like, we see Saban, who was a big part of Volume 1, and he's been, like, set free now. He's done his time. And that was interesting to see, because we see, like, people actually do get out.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just some big trick. People do get out, and he's gone now. They're sent back into the field on another fun, exciting mission to catch a guy called Mitch Shelley. And Mitch Shelley is also known as the Resurrection Man. His power's really cool. And I just thought the fight scenes were really cool. Because they basically, like, Deadshot shoots him and he's dead. And he's, like, cool. But he's the Resurrection Man. And Mitch Shelley can, like, every time he resurrects, he gets new powers. But it seems to me like his new powers are like, it's like whatever killed him, he will come back with powers that will stop that happening again.
Yeah.
Resurrection Man was with this girl called Kim, and Kim's like the only person that's ever wanted to just help him and not use him, and the Suicide Squad like bring her into, or like send her off to Amanda Waller. Yo-Yo turns up. Like, that was the only thing from Volume 1 where I was like, I hope they do something. Because, like, Yo-Yo gets eaten by King Shark. We see he's still alive, and he is still inside King Shark at the end. But we see, like, I'll just say it, like, Yo-Yo basically is able to get out of King Shark. he goes to Amanda Waller and he's like, most of his skin's missing and he's all mangled and creepy looking. And Amanda, he's like, you knew King Shark was going to eat me. And she's like, yeah. And my hunch also said you would escape. And she's like, you must understand, we've just found out you're indestructible. And I think they'll probably carry that on into Volume 3. That'll be a bigger story, because that's Yo-Yo's only part in this, really. Deadshot ends up shooting Light.
She wasn't listening to him, and she was going on and on about her sister
and she was
wanting
saying,
to kill Waller.
Yeah, and then Deadshot's like, if anyone kills Waller, it'll be me. So he's like, do me a favour and just die, and shoots her. So that's another...
Well, no, he didn't shoot her.
Did he not?
The Resurrection Man did. He used her to protect himself from Resurrection Man. So, which I thought he shot her. I had to read it again a few times. But yeah, so he uses her body as like a shield.
Human shield, yeah. Yeah, Light and Lime, as soon as I saw them, I was like, these are expendable characters.
Yeah.
Like, you just get those characters that you're like, they're gonna die.
I'm confused because she's there. It's like they forgot she died.
Okay, so that's weird. So having flicked through, we've realised that Light dies, and then she's in like 3 panels after she dies, and then she's
just
gone again. That's weird. But we see that Director Hooker, which is a fantastic name, has sent the body doubles, who are another government off-the-books agency kind of thing. They want Mitch as well, because let's be fair, the power to resurrect, a lot of people are going to want to dissect you and cut you up. We just get more and more of these great fights, because it's like, I love when you can see like one guy take on a team and have a decent fight, and it's like, your team still looks strong. Like, this is when people fight Superman. Like, the Suicide Squad fight Superman, and in like 2 pages, Superman's beat them all. And I'm like, now you've just made the Suicide Squad look shit. They should be able to put up a fight.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I love watching stuff like Assault on Arkham, where Harley Quinn's like going toe to toe with Batman, and I'm like, that's great, rather than Batman just being like.
I also went back to the body doubles. I don't really know much about them. Are they in other comics?
This is my first time encountering them, but it's like I said, by the sounds of it, because Waller says like they're another government, because there's Argus as well, who are in those comics. There's a lot of these government, but more secret government agencies who deal with various different things. Mitch just wants to find Kim. And Mitch has he's fucking like died and come back again. And come back as, it's like living metal. And he's able to like wrap himself around Deadshot and control Deadshot's body. And he uses Deadshot to find Kim. But obviously Kim's with Waller, so they find Waller as well. And Kim like says to Waller, let me talk to him. And she's like, look, let go of Deadshot. Stop being metal. And then Waller like puts a bullet in his head.
They cut his hand off.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. She cuts his hand off and she's like, okay, you can go. And then she's like, but we're going to put a little nanobomb into Kim.
Yeah.
So if we ever want Resurrection Man again, he has incentive.
Yeah, but she does explain it, because like the doctor woman, she was like, why the hell did you let them go? Why not keep him? And she's like, because if we don't keep him, then the body doubles are going to come and there's a big fight.
Don't mean if we do keep him.
Yeah, if we do keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to come and get him.
Yeah, and Amanda Waller's character is so great at just talking her way out of everything. Like, what I love about, she never loses her cool. Like, when Yo-Yo's like, I'm going to kill you, and she's like, but we would look at this test we've done, and she's just so calm.
Yeah.
When she's talking to Director Hooker, she's like, oh, well, we're after Mitch too, because we were going to bring him to you, and it's a peace offering, and aren't we great? And then she's like, oh, he escaped, so there's nothing we can do. He's your problem now, sorry. But yeah, and then we have this little moment where Mitch says to Kim, he's like, I kind of don't trust you, but I want to, and Kim wants to help him. And like Resurrection Man's got his own comic book, so I'm assuming he has adventures with her, and they went off after this. The team gets reunited after this grand adventure with Harley, and obviously they're all very uneasy. But they're sent to, because there's like this Basilisk agent who's got loads of hostages. But it's cool because they turn up and Deadshot just kills all the hostages, and he's like, "Wow, we had intel on the hostages, and they were worse than you were, so we don't really care." So they kill them, and they want to take this Basilisk agent as a prisoner. And we start to learn as well about Regulus, and Regulus is the leader of Basilisk, and Amanda Waller wants him brought down as well. Black Spider's like, "Oh, this one Basilisk guy, we took him down, it was easy, probably a distraction," which it was. They find other Basilisk members.
Yeah, but Deadshot doesn't want to accept that, really, does he?
No, Deadshot's very like,
This is our mission, let's do this.
But Amanda Waller is notorious for not giving all the facts on people, which Deadshot takes exception to a lot of the time. Yeah, they find these other Basilisk members, and they're like downloading data of their various different schemes and what have you, and one of them eats the data, like the memory stick, and then King Shark obviously just like rips them apart and gets the data back. So they've got the data, they've stopped that, they're getting ready to take their prisoner back, and Basilisk agents work with cyanide pills, same as Hydra, you know. You have the cyanide pill in your tooth, and so you can bite into the tooth, cyanide kills you, take no prisoners, but they turn around and the prisoner's just dead, and it's at this point they're like, "There's a traitor among us, one of us is a traitor," and this traitor slipped this agent poison. I don't know what it is about mysteries in comic books. This is why I love Long Halloween and Dark Victory, because it's a big murder mystery, and I love, like, the whole way through this, you're half paying attention to the story, but you're analysing every character. You turn into Sherlock fucking Holmes because you're like, "What's he doing? He looks funny. He's looking funny. It was him." I couldn't even hazard, like, when you were like, "There's a traitor," did you have anyone in your head that you were like, "I reckon it's them"? To me, I was like, when you look at a team of villains, it's so hard to be like, they're the villain, because they're all villains. Really, my first reaction was Iceberg, because Iceberg is a new guy on the team in this volume, so I was like, well, he's the new guy, you know, he may have his secrets, because, like, Iceberg's interesting because he keeps saying about how he was a doctor before his accident, and they're like, "What accident? What are you a doctor of?" And we don't get answers about that. I'm assuming they'll come later.
They're a bit busy to answer it, though.
Oh no, I get that, but I suppose that'll come, because Iceberg, I was like, great, he's like a shitty Captain Cold, but by the looks of it, he's quite an in-depth character, so that should be cool.
And he survives, so...
Yeah. But we see as well, like, the next time the squad are sent out to do something, there's a woman on their plane with them, and she's like, you know, "Hail Basilisk, for Basilisk," and she ends up blowing up.
Yeah, she blows up her
nanobomb, yeah. It's kind of the age-old infiltration storyline. It's like in Winter Soldier, you had, like, Hydra infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's thought that, like, Basilisk has managed to get into Task Force X. El Diablo, because he has fire powers, he fights fire with fire, and he's able to, like, protect them. King Shark, especially, like, I love him in the movie and in these books, because he doesn't say a lot, but he comes up with some really funny lines, and it's also, like, he's so much smarter than he's given credit for. Like, they obviously go down and they land in this water, and they're like, "Where are we?" And he's able to tell them exactly where they are just from tasting the water, and there's, like, these little abilities that he has that just make him fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They get captured by natives, like an old
tribe. It's a Mayan tribe.
They're all dancing, and, like, all of them are like, "Let's drink, let's dance, let's just have a bit of a break."
Yeah.
And Deadshot's like, "No, you don't understand. We're going to get our heads blown off. We need to go." And so, like, they just knock Deadshot out to the natives, and then everyone else collapses because, they got drugged through the food and everything. And they're going to be sacrificed But lucky for them, they think that Waller's found them, but Basilisk show up, led by Captain Boomerang. And the Boomerang and Deadshot rivalry is something that I absolutely love throughout the Suicide Squad as well. But yeah, Boomerang shows up and Boomerang's like, yeah, we're going to take you back to Regulus. And like, he has everyone in like a cage. Harley's riding with him because he's kind of got the hots for her. And then he's just got Deadshot on a chain and he's dragging Deadshot through the jungle. Like, because he's driving like a quad bike thing, which I thought was a cool little touch. Finally get to meet Regulus, and obviously they try to fight him, but Regulus just absolutely kicks their ass.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're trying to write to be the traitor. It feels like they're kind of like Deadshot's the one that keeps going against the team, so it feels almost as if they're trying to make him seem like it.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well, actually.
We then finally discover that Black Spider has been the double agent because he's like, I just want to kill villains. That's all I really want to do. Because basically, yeah, we find out that the other members of the squad, apart from Deadshot and Harley Quinn, are sleeper agents, and Black Spider uses the trigger word, and all the other members like turn on Harley and Deadshot. It's subtle things in the art, in eyes and hand movements that Regulus does that Hannah's noticed.
Yeah.
That you can see kind of the points in time where he may have like hypnotized. Because Black Spider says about hypnosis.
Yeah, he says, when we first thought you were fast, too fast, yet I just saw you stroll up to Harley and get the drop on her, you're using hypnosis. And Harley's the first one that he's interacted with, but yet she's not a sleeper agent. So I'm thinking, because Harley is just so complex and like she's referenced that there's two of them like going on in her head, that she wasn't hypnotized.
This is what I like about the writing of this book as well. It's just how like it's a straightforward plot, but the attention to coolly, like, you need to really look into the art. Like, there are points in time where sometimes I'm reading a comic book and I'm almost skipping over the art and just reading this. But with this, like, you want to focus on every little thing that's happening, like the characters, how they're stood, what they're doing, everything about it, which I absolutely love. At this point, Amanda Waller is at home because she thinks that after the plane exploded, like, her team is dead and she's gone home and she's actually looking after her nan, and she's attacked at home by the real Black Spider. Because it turns out that the Black Spider that was with the team, he was just like a Basilisk stand-in, and Deadshot knows this because Deadshot shoots him and is able to hit him, and he's like, the real Black Spider would have dodged that.
Yeah.
Him and Amanda have a bit of like a tussle, and Amanda Waller's nan is great because she's like, I want a gun, I want to be able to protect myself, and she's like this cool old lady. She's
got like a taser. Is it a taser?
Yeah, it looks like she's got a taser like built into her wheelchair, or like concealed, and it's just cool. Black Spider at one point is like, he takes the gun that Amanda gives her nan and he goes to shoot Amanda and it's empty, and her nan's like, you gave me an empty gun, and she's like
not now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I like that it, even in like there was like shooting going on and stuff, they still had that little interaction, which was quite funny.
But it's like I said, this is the point where like her nan, basically we see her nan when Amanda was younger had her at gunpoint and was like, get the hell out of my house. And her nan was like, I did that because where we were living, those weren't the surroundings. She was like, I knew your new family would give you so much better. She was like, you know, I was just trying to protect you, and I knew you weren't going to leave unless I did something drastic like that. And it's where we see this side of Amanda Waller that we're like, you can see sort of life events and the people she must have been influenced by that made her like a bit of a bitch, and you feel for her a bit more, which I've never seen for Amanda Waller. She does a good job at fighting off Black Spider.
Yeah. Because obviously she studied them and stuff, so she knows their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, is that fight resolved in this? The fight does sort of come to an end, and she's just like holding her nan in her arms.
Yeah.
Harley and Deadshot are fighting their way through Basilisk agents and the other members of the Suicide Squad, and they're able to snap each member out of their like hypnosis. Like, they put water on King Shark. Deadshot like cuts off Iceberg's hand and then throws it into El Diablo and all this weird kind of shit. Regulus grabs Deadshot.
He says he has a trick or two up his sleeves. And this is the part where Harley's hypnosis starts.
Yeah.
And Regulus orders Harley to kill Deadshot and then kill herself.
Yeah. Deadshot shoots through, because he's being held by Regulus, he shoots through himself and seemingly kills himself and Regulus, but you can see Harley instantly snaps out of it, sees Deadshot, and she seems pretty upset about it. Yeah, that's where like the main part of the book ends, but then we have our issue 0, which it's pretty easy to sum up. It's basically, it is set obviously before the events of even Volume 1, where we see Waller was part of a team that was called like Team 7, and it's this big like, what's Team 7 and all this kind of interesting stuff. And I believe Regulus was actually on that team with her, and like they have a history together. We meet this guy called Durin, who's like, Amanda says he's like a brother. It's like the only family that she's had, and they sort of go on a mission together, and they're going to be fighting against Regulus, and Regulus has a bomb. What they don't know is that the bomb's not like a explodey, destroy things bomb. It's an experimental bomb to give people powers. And he says, you know, he's talking to Amanda one-on-one, and he's like, your friends are the trigger. So we see like Durin and stuff go toward the bomb goes off, but instead of giving them powers, like their bodies become really deformed and twisted, and they're all asking for help, they're all in pain. And she's like, I know what I need to do, and she shoots Durin through the head, does Amanda. So like she's killed and lost like that last bit of her family.
Yeah.
When she goes to tell Durin's family what's happened, they spit on her. She's basically saying, at the end of it, the good people, they go in and they get killed and stuff. She was like, what if we got villains? Because they're expendable. They deserve to die anyway. Yeah. So if they do die, it doesn't matter. And she goes forth and she's like, I want to put a team together. I want to put together a Suicide Squad. And she lays out photos of the Suicide Squad and poses her idea. I loved that little addition, just to know where it all came from, and it links in her relationship with Regulus and shows like why she'd want them to go after him and that sort of thing. Short verdict. I'll let you get ladies first.
I prefer the first one because it is more Harley in it, but I did enjoy it.
And then would you say this Suicide Squad series, is it a nice introduction to comic books?
Yeah, I mean, you and Pete recommended it to me as a first comic book for me to read, but you both kind of knew that, like, even before I've read any comics, that I enjoyed the idea of Harley Quinn.
Kind of the nice thing though is like, it's like, well, here's Suicide Squad, and you've gone, well, I really like Harley Quinn, and I can be like, well, here's a Batman story with Harley Quinn in, and then you get the extension into Batman, then you can like, and it's just like almost travelling up like a vine of getting you, like, introducing you to more and more parts of the universe sort of thing. I definitely would recommend it. I'm actually going to I've already seen the 3rd and 4th one in shops, and there's only 5 of these volumes, so I definitely want to continue reading it. This one for me, even though I enjoyed the first one more, this one I felt was so much like, it was just better written, it was more clever, like, there was so much more to it, there was more attention to detail. What's your view on the film? Because, like, El Diablo is going to be in the film. So's Deadshot. So's Harley Quinn. Obviously, Amanda Waller is. You've seen some of those people now. You've seen some of the members of the team. So, what's your views on film at the moment, having read Volume 1 and 2?
From the trailer, they kind of have Amanda Waller characters kind of down, which I think, just from that clip in the trailer,
Yeah.
they've got her right. But I think I do agree with you about Will Smith. I reckon he's like versatile enough as an actor that he might pull it off. But I think we're just too used to him being the nice guy.
Exactly. I think this is the thing though that I like. Yeah, I think it's because I don't doubt that Will Smith can do it. I've just never seen it. I said to somebody, I went, Will Smith too likeable, and they were like, but he has to be. They were like, yes, it's a film about villains, but in a strange, twisted way. You need to cheer for the villains. If you just had a cast of people you hated, you'd be like, why do I give a shit?
Whether or not they get like that sadistic, crazy kind of like Harley down enough. Obviously, like me being a Harley fan, I want that. I like the crazy side, the sadistic side of her.
I thought I love some of the stuff that Margot's done, just like when she's like, you're in trouble, and she's like licking the bars, and when she asks if Amanda Waller's the devil. The bat and everything like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we'll wrap this one up. I think I'll just say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all those links, Facebook, and for competitions and all that stuff. Go down in the description below because it saves me having to do that whole shtick. I'm tired and I want to go play DC Universe Online.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how to end this one because I haven't got a witty song like the Fantastic Four one. Squad goals!
I like that.